From Good Studio Love 97. I would apologize to my average, consistent listen audience. We are 3 minutes late. We usually start at 7:31 sharp. But we're in studio. I was shocked at some of these information in reference to the central bank for these foreign banks. I was can't believe some of these figures on these domestic foreign banks in this country. And of course, we just had to go get some water. But I must say, you must begin in earnest. In the studio with me this evening, my good friend and co-host, Mr. Dario Tirelli. So, begin in earnest. Our banner sponsor tonight, the City of Hope, the former Cancer Society of America. Our banner sponsor, Nagico Insurance on Mackey Street, a green and white building right after you pass the Salvation Army. The fastest growing insurance company in this country ever, period. Fastest growing insurance company. Global Insurance, that's Tain and Crew, out Sandy Port. For all the insurance need, if you have industrial insurance, you need medical, you need life, you need vehicle, you need marine, you need commercial, you need residential, whatever you need in insurance. Give Tain a call, 601-0006. 601-0006. Give her a call, Tina and Crew out Sandy Port, and I guarantee you the best possible price in the insurance industry. Dr. P's Barbershop, if you need a perfect cut, some event you're having, or just for church, or just for whatever you need, that's it. Go visit Dr. P on Robinson Road, right after you pass Super Wash, before you reach the tire, Muffalo World. Visit Dr. P, let him know that you heard his ad on Primetime with Independent Thinker. Tell him you come for that perfect cut, and I guarantee you will leave with a big smile. Shorty's Bread Shop, the bread from the pond to your hand, on East Street. You can follow the aroma. The scent will carry you directly to the baker, or you could watch the line. You'll see a line hanging by the window, waiting for those bread to come out of the pond. These are those bread that have traveled from far and have to clear custom and clear the immigration and all this stuff. Bread freshly baked from the pond to your hand. Rasta Grains on things on Nassau Street. If you need something healthy this weekend, you want to treat yourself. Because you know, what you eat is your medicine. What you eat can be your medicine if you eat the right food. And Rasta Grains and things don't use no egg and ketchup and the meat, pork chop. No. Some salmon, snapper, ital salad, and you know that rich rice. You know that rice with listen, I can't eat that too potent. I don't that natural rice, not this rice with bleached white and all that. Listen, Rasta Grains and things are natural. Pay him a visit tomorrow. He's closed on Saturday and Sunday, but pay him a visit tomorrow and try one of those ital plate along with one of those natural juice, guava, sorrel, sea moss, peanut punch. I mean, you go on. He have citrus punch. You have everything you need in natural juice. Squeezed fruits, naturally prepared. Rasta Grains and things on our street. Right before you reach an area, before you reach Bamboo Shack, it's on the opposite side. You'll see the Lion of Judah on the door. Good evening, Mr. Dario Tirelli. How you doing?
Good evening, man. It's a pleasure to be in.
I had to call you to ask you to please come because I want to talk with this bank thing. I see in the papers these persons continuously mentioning about increase in height, right? When in the Grand Bahama Electrical Company, when it in Cable Bahamas, when it ain't alive, now the banks. I mean, the Bahamian people suffered at least a year or more of salary during the pandemic, right? Some people still hasn't even gotten over this yet, right? And these banks, I mean, their profit margin over the years in the Bahamas is, I don't know, but I based on what I could remember, in the papers, you used to see these having in the business section, CIBC, 100 and some million, Scotia Bank, 200 some million, Royal Bank, 300 some. They profit after they pay all their rent, all their staff, and that's money that they are sending out of the country as a result of the high interest rates on overdraft, or on loans, on credit cards, and fees in this country. And now they are trying to find reasons to justify going up again. I mean, everything you do in the bank, Mr. Tirelli, every single thing you do is a charge. It's a fee.
You know,
you go to the ATM, it's a fee.
Yes.
You just put money on your account, it's a fee.
And
you take money off, it's a
yeah.
fee. I mean, everything you do in the bank is free, and the interest rate is nothing. I hasn't seen a little extra on any. I mean, my account to me and much on them, but not even 10 cent extra or 20 cent. I mean, what it is, Mr. Tirelli, that's happening to the Bahamian people in this country in terms of these foreign banks?
And you know what make it worse? When you can't take out enough and hold on to some residual cash in your pocket, you got to keep going to the bank every other day and take out $20. So you compounding your loss by paying a withdrawal fee. What is so sad about it, and this global, this whole world, big companies want to just keep paying out hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to the board, the shareholders, the board of directors, and the president or the CEOs. Some CEOs of some of these banks, if you look at their income statement for CIBC CEO, you'll be surprised they might be making 8-9 million, and so they downsizing their operation. So who's going to be the customer when you keep downsizing, sending people home? See, that's how I look at it, you know. And not only banks, many businesses are getting rid of staff, automating everything. So if you get rid of instead of having 5 branches in Nassau, you down to 1. So you now put employees in the unemployment line, and if another company do this, another company get automated and do this, another industry do this, who's going to be the employees? Who's going to pay? Who's going to pay the bills? Who's going to keep the economy going? That's one of the things I hate with modernization of certain industries. I remember when I was supervisor at the brewery. I was in the brewery from 1989. I spent 7.5 years, and you know, we were looking at automation. I started doing the research and all that. I got excited on the depalletizing machine. I'll never forget John Adley, my good large brother and Toastmaster, 1600 member. You know what he said? These your friends you trying to get fired, you know, or lay off. If we automate the bottling line, you know, it takes a lot of people to stock the pallets with beers. If you champion this, these your buddies who drink with you. When you get up on a Friday, you all get money to spend because they're working. So if you keep the idea of automation in your mind, I had to drop that because I got scared. But these my friends for real. So on the automation, you getting rid of staff. So if one of the foreign banks move from because they're closing down branches, move from having 5-6 persons inside a branch, 5 branch, you multiply the 5, you're looking at 30-40 people employed with comfortable salary, comfortable insurance, comfortable pension. You understand? Comfortable overtime, whatever it takes. Mm-hmm. Good loan. They could get a good discount loan because they work in the bank. So you close down, or the 5 branch, you close down 3. So you now get 3 set of employees not working. Now they inside this depressed economy. This is a depressed economy thing. It's a blessing that cruise ships passengers coming here. You know, they might only spend $85 per passenger on a cruise ship, but this economy is stimulated by that. So that's the problem. Now with the banking fees, of course, and you know, I'm so proud of Mr. Fred Mitchell, but I want him to go further. Go in Parliament, or Mr. Pintard, go in Parliament and table a bill to whatever you think it needs to be done to regulate the escalation of fees to the Bahamas. We keep talking. You know, Mr. Mitchell also publicly will state about businesses that don't take cash, when cash is still on the book as a monetary transaction for goods and service. Well, I want you to go in Parliament and bring it out loud, and whatever policy it needs to take. So this is a good, healthy debate for the economy, you know.
Yeah,
this is a good, healthy debate for us. But our problem is we don't like the boycott. If a foreign bank
Yeah, but
go to the credit union. Go to the workers and teachers.
Credit union is a perfect bank. I don't understand why we. I know because the successive governments hasn't really give credit union the autonomy like these foreign banks. Because I had Alfred Poitenier,
yeah,
and he said that they were not allowed to do something that's holding them back.
yeah,
Because they'll capture the market.
Well, the same.
Not only that, you know, credit union now is joined with Bank of Bahamas.
Yes.
So if they get the autonomy,
Yeah.
what they did, they paying you 5% interest rate on your on your what do you call it? Not savings. On your when you put up money.
Yeah, your share, whatever. Your share.
No, not the share, man. They when you put like when you put up what you call money when you put up man, not savings. It's when you put
Deposits,
money up on fixed.
fixed deposits, yeah.
5%.
Well, the same Fred Mitchell said one time, I heard him say this before. The central bank is strangling the credit union from expanding. I went and teachers in Salve. Listen to this. I went and teachers in Salve, right next to Vigilant and East Street, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got $500 every 15 days deposited from my Scotia Bank because I work for foreign companies, so I get foreign money coming, right? 2 foreign clients. I went there just to build up a relationship with them. And I'm sorry I didn't go to Alfred Poitier Bank, my good friend. And that's $1,000 every month going to that bank.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing. I did a standing order just to try to build a relationship with them. I went there to get a $5,000 cash secured loan. You know, they run me through the rope. I work for the second largest shipping company in the world, and I showed the lady, oh, it's not on my, they're not listed in the system. I said, miss, I'm a consultant, man. I put in $1,000, I been putting $1,000 every month from you all telling me, because the loan officer told me. So I want to build a relationship. So they need to expand and be more flexible to people who get money.
I'll tell you this.
If I get more than way more than $5,000 in your bank, I want $5,000 on a fixed secured loan. I had to go right back to Scotia Bank and borrow against it. And I got that in 2 days.
Me and you had, I went to CIBC, right? I went to CIBC. I was trying to build a relationship with them because my bank, main bank is where I usually bank with. It was Commonwealth Bank, Royal Bank, and I had an account with Bank of Bahamas because they had a bank in Miami, right?
Yes.
So I had to open up an account there so that when I buy parts and stuff in the States, I wouldn't have no problem accessing cash. But Bank of Bahamas have now, based on my understanding, are really close.
For a long time, I can tell you.
Inside.
In Miami?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you when we get off, yeah? One of the main reasons behind that. So I was told. Let me say it like
I'll tell you this. And I tried to say, I would like to build a relationship with Fidelity and CIBC. Because I already had a loan with Royal. I already had a loan with Scotia. I already had a loan with Finco. I said, I'll build a relationship with CIBC and Fidelity. I said, I never defaulted on my loan with none of them. Never missed, right? A payment during the pandemic and before the pandemic and after the pandemic. I never missed on none of my mortgage, right? And I said, let me build up a relationship with CIBC. I opened up an account. I put some money on it, right? Because I had 1 or 2 clients who checks come from, whose wire money, the checks come from CIBC. So I said, if I open up an account there, right, then they'll see that they won't have no problem cashing the check and they have an account there.
Yeah.
Right? So that happened. I said, well, I should get another credit card. I have one from Scotia, one from Royal. I said, let me get a credit card from CIBC. So I go on to the lady, I say, I'd like to get a credit card from this bank. She said, well, what amount? I said, 5,000. Right? I said, I have an account here. She pulled it up. She said, she checked the system balance. Right? I had more than $5,000 on the account. Right? So I said, like, credit card. She said, well, why would you want a credit card if you have cash? I said, I want a credit card because the cash can say why I be
use a line of credit?
Not only that, I be committed to make that payment.
Yeah.
But if I use the money off, right? But if that money's sitting there,
yeah,
and I gotta pay that credit card every month. I'll do a standing order where you take it off the account every month.
Not only that, they lose the opportunity of more money. This how bank take your money and flip it and give you small interest and make big tons of interest on it. So it's good for them to have cash in the bank. So sometimes it is be these unknowledgeable tellers and people who have a life experience, who haven't tried business like me and you. Sometimes it stops right there to that person because they look at you and make a conclusion, or they figure, well, no. Think about it. So if I get 5,000 in the bank, instead of you giving me a debit card or only a debit card, you give me a credit card. So now you still have my 5,000 in the bank, right? So I don't take the money off the debit every time I use it. For like you say, you in Miami buying $1,200 with a pass, you in the strip club spend another $500. So the money,
What?
the 5,000 still in the bank. So they still have 5,000 to give on loans.
Yeah.
But if you give me a credit card, you have 5,000 plus you making money off the 5,000.
But Danny,
Like they don't
listen to
take.
really. Danny, what I talk about? Listen what I said. The woman tell me, say, I said, so what's the interest rate on your credit card? She said 18%.
Yeah.
So I said 18%.
Minimum.
I said not high.
Minimum.
Right? That's what I said. So I said not high. I said, but anyhow, well, you guys, it's a cost when you buy me when you use me when it's a credit card me and I using the bank money.
Yeah.
Right? The bank guarantee
Other
the bank
people
card
money.
is.
I think the bank money.
Well, I'm just saying, no, because I don't know other people. I know the bank.
Yeah.
They name on the card. So I say, you gotta pay your cost, right?
Yeah.
All right. But she come, then she say 5,000, and you have to put down 5,000. I said, but that's not a credit card. I said, if I have to guarantee you
Yeah.
$5,000 to get a $5,000 card, why I gotta pay why I have to pay 18%? What is the purpose of me paying 18%? But I have to guarantee the $5,000. You gotta be joking. I said, miss, you can't be
They
serious.
treat us like third world.
See, that's our system, and I don't write the policy. I say, I ain't talking. When I make the statement, I will make a statement on you personally.
Yeah.
I say, whoever make the policy gotta be joking.
And you're correct.
Well, because that's not a credit card. That's a guarantee card. They ain't want no risk, right? See, the credit card is a risk, you know.
There's a risk.
Right. They ain't want no risk.
But they get high.
But you listen to what I'm saying. They ain't want no risk.
Yeah. But for the risk, they are secure. They are insured, you know. They are.
But I ain't talking insurance part. I ain't going that far.
No. See,
Why would I put $5,000 up to use
$5,000
$5,000 and pay 80% on a cash secure?
Yeah.
That don't make no sense. It don't make no kind of business sense.
They treat us like
And I don't need no
third world.
banking.
They treat us like being third world. I went to Wells Fargo years ago, opened a bank account, right? Put a deposit down. I walk away with a credit card. They tell me it can be the mail. With a credit card, $3,000 credit line. Right, with a credit card. They asked me this one, the debit, you know. The woman literally sold me. I said, I don't want a credit. She said, no, listen, man, you gotta have a credit card. But see, they understand that they make money on giving you money.
Right.
And so credit line is giving
Money
you money.
is no cash money in the bank.
Because if my 5,000, they make 18% on trans. No, it's money that's on 5,000, 18 and compound it. Think about it. 5,000 at 18%. So 5,000 at 10% is 500, right? So you take you times it by 2 and take $200 from that. That's how much money they're making.
Listen to me.
You.
Listen to me. Right. I want you to
Every
listen.
transaction.
I want you to listen to this other side. Tell me where it makes sense. I put up $5,000
Yeah.
to get a credit card for $5,000. They hold my $5,000 until the card is expired or canceled.
And you're paying a
Right?
high interest.
And I pay 18%.
But
That don't make no sense.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make
Why?
sense.
What does that make?
That don't make sense.
That don't make no sense. So I ain't bothered that.
No.
Right? And when I was saying where a Jamaican fella was growing in Jamaica and he live in New York, and I understand, and I say, man, they do believe they smart. But when I realize how worthless the government on these banks is, right? Watch this. No parking downtown in New York. Parking will cost you maybe about $35 an hour.
Yeah.
Hour.
Yeah.
Right? So the fella going in the bank, right? Carry a $50,000 BMW for them to hold his collateral for a loan for $5,000.
Yeah.
The bank jump on that. Right? He only going for 2 weeks to Jamaica to visit his family, them and vacation, you know.
Yeah.
So the bank jump on that. They secure, they hold in the car.
Yeah.
That's collateral.
Yeah.
So they find a parking for that.
Yeah.
Right? He bought $5,000. Right? He use it, go on Jamaica for 2 weeks, and come back. Pay the loan back off. The interest on the loan is about maybe about $20-something. Right? They say, well, why would you borrow $5,000, come back in 2 weeks later and pay it off? He said, where you can find a parking in downtown New York, right? He paid $20-something, right? And he had to pay $35 an hour for parking. He let the bank glad to find they can find a parking to hold that car, because that's $5,000 against $50,000 while you car.
Yeah.
So they feel like they made it so big, They fight back for that.
Yeah. But let me go back to boycotting. See,
Yeah.
you
babies don't boycott.
you don't boycott.
Chinese don't do good for business, but babies don't boycott.
No,
nothing.
they'll come in McDonald's where we have coffee every morning, suck their teeth, curse the girls up behind, the girls who barely making minimum wages, curse them out, and come the next morning again, boycott it if it ain't making sense to you. See, that's our
No,
problem.
they even saying that.
So,
wait, it's a special breed of
whatever
humans.
bank that ain't fitting your need, there's enough credit union and because of COVID, credit union states blow it up. My brother
That's why I'm trying to get Alfred Poitier next week, Thursday, right?
That'd be a good
Poitier to come in and listen. This is a whole hour and a half of free advisement for the credit union.
Yeah.
I doing that for them because the Bahamians need to understand. You ain't tied in no tree with these foreign banks.
Yeah.
They sending off $200 and $300 million of profit as a result of all these fees you paying, right? You make two steps, that's 30 cents.
Yeah.
Right? You lay on the counter, that's another 50 cents. Right? Everything you do, you touch a pen, that's 10 cents.
Yeah.
I mean, everything you do, they charge you, right? So since they believe that you tied with you, they don't give you nothing on their savings no more.
But let me
Zero.
Yeah, but let me say what this could spark, right? Because I love Governor Bull. I love him. I think he's very intelligent.
Yeah, he's very intelligent. I can read a statement from him right now.
Yeah, he's good for. He's good.
I can read a statement to
He's
you right now.
part of- Listen,
So you stop
let me continue. He's part of that generation that's actually taking over the country. Him, Alfred, me, you, Pentard, that generation of young
No,
people.
I understand.
Rupert Pender. We at that age where between 55 and 65 should be running this country.
Right.
Not no 72-year-old and not no 30-year-old. We never try nothing but try and have as much woman he can have in a Honda, right? So I follow him. So this is what, and before you give me and Ms. Jones talk about this, the Democratic convention is so exciting. You know why? It's a big show, but they know how to excite the crowd through, but they giving commentary, they get speakers. So I would love to see us go back to town meetings where I can hear a governor in the town meeting wax eloquently on his expertise. I know banker. Then I'm going to hear Pentard, who also put his statement, come and excite me with a good talk about it. But see, this is where we miss in this country, you know.
I mean,
the
you know,
pseudo intellects, and they sit in their corners and debate, and then the political parties strangle you, like how the remarch. I just look up in Tribune article when he talking about they can march against Carnival. And in the Tribune article, you know, Facebook has come every year, the anniversary, remarch, say they can march against Carnival. So I said, all right, wherever you're landing, be throwing a fit. So they end that story. Because that would have been a big party right there. Right. Wherever you're landing, go back on Long Wharf, they'll have a party there for Carnival. So, but it's good now that you have young men who should be taking over this country now, have healthy debate about, that's the guy you and I talking about the industry, banking and all that. Because, you know, I'm saying nothing. That only a handful, and you bring said this in Ballymun, you know, only the white people come and talking about shark and putting their companies, I mean their non-profit groups together and no title and all that. How many what they call them think tank? How many think tanks you know about this country? Other than Matt Moore? That economic think tank. How many legal think tank group we have? None.
No, but you know,
how many?
No, but the system ain't designed. The system isn't designed with innovative creativity where Bahamians are pushed to the limit in terms of thinking, brainstorming, finding solution, creativity and stuff. No, listen, in 2008, right, I was on the radio, right, rowing on different call shows, right, and I said, how is it that we is not trying to find the best possible ways to diversify this country, right? I mean, we understand that tourism did well for us over the years, but the time has come. This is 2008, you know.
Yeah.
And by me saying that, mentioned on the shows, they end up with a press conference on Churchill's building steps.
Yes.
Downtown. In 2008, the FNM just went in 2007. The former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram, they put the camera in front of him. And that's when they had the recession or something like that. Right?
Yeah, that's the big one, is the
Right.
recession.
When they was buying, when they was going, then you know, all them cars, them companies, all that money.
Mortgage and all
that
that,
money,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
billions of dollars. What is called what funding? No, it's not funding. It's something else. It's called bailout or something.
Bailout, yeah.
So
Barack Obama bailout the oil industry in the U.S.
And the reporter from 1197 put the mic in front of the former prime minister. They meet him on the step coming down, and they asked him, as a result of the IMF and the Standard & Poor's and the World Bank and this recession that's come upon the Bahamian people, which means that by us depending on tourism, when the recession, people had to spend, people fear, this and that, right? So isn't this a good time for the conversation to begin in this country about diversification, where we don't have to be solely dependent on tourism, so that when tourism has its moments like recession, 9/11, pandemics and stuff like that, we don't have to be as a people suffering and on our knees for other countries to throw us their crumb, right? What do you think of this one for the former prime minister at that particular time, 2008?
That's the one who became going to buy.
Hubert Alexander, the right honorable Hubert Alexander, his response was diversify what?
Yeah.
Pillars are tourism, banking, agriculture. Yeah. But then agriculture was killed from in 2000. I mean, banking was killed from in 2000. When the bills was faxed from Washington, agriculture was killed when the former prime minister right on Perry Christie was.
But see, but we can't move away from tourism for small island state, and that's where you and I have many lively debates on this. Tourism is the best product worldwide, and let's look at sandals for example, because I debated somebody yesterday on the same thing. Let's look at sandals and Exuma, right? This is perfect example why tourism is a healthy environment for a small country with small population, because we only get 240,000 adults, right? We need jobs, we need industries, we need ownership of our own business to support the 4.5 million people going to come here and stay overnight. They said now that the other properties and businesses in Exuma, the keys and all that's going to fail. Reason being because the hotel is big enough to have major airlift. So if ain't no major airlift coming for the hotel, ain't nobody coming. So when the hotel will bring in a plane load of people on major airlines coming into schedule into Exuma every week, every 2-3 days, you ain't get that no more. So now you don't have other people coming to go and stay in the Airbnb or look at, you understand? Because there's no major airlift. And now we got to depend on the small charter planes, Bahamas Air, which is subsidized by the taxpayers, now to try find a way to get people there. And so that's how important tourism to small island state.
Right,
our problem is, listen, one of our biggest problems is the cost of living so high, those who make good salary in tourism can't save. Because the cost of living is high, that's one. It takes disposable income to get business. Either you're lucky as a former drug dealer, you get legal, or you're lucky with your number boy, or you're lucky that your daddy dead and leave you some property and all that.
Some inheritance.
Yeah, some inheritance. Other than that, most people in central bank said that less than 80% of people get less than $1,000. So disposable income. The problem is when people make good money, because people out there make good money, the cost of living is so high that they don't have no disposable to get into business. It takes people like me and you very innovatively and willing to gamble our dollar. A lot of people don't have enough dollars to even gamble on. You and I done well and to make $2 instead of $1. So we can take a gamble on $1, or we can make. I could go broke today. I go broke today. Listen to me. And I said as well, I go broke today, spend 9 hours home, and I can sell $2,000 painting. I have created skills. Unfortunately, our educational system don't create skilled thinkers and entrepreneurs. And we just can't get gung-ho on a 19, 20-year-old to be entrepreneurs. They need to learn how to go to work, be disciplined, say yes sir, go for lunch for an hour, and go back. So I that small business loan you're giving people $2,000 or $3,000, my taxpayers money, who you have a good idea, they need to learn how to be employee for you, see? I'm from that belief of the African proverbs where they gotta be mentored first.
Yeah, they got but I must say this. When the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis, said that some $600 or I think $600 some $1 million was given to help businesses during the pandemic, right? You know, an idea like that isn't a bad idea during that particular
Yes.
time, you know. But it become a bad idea, right? When who makes the decision? Who gets what?
Friend, family, lovers, man.
Who choose these? All right, listen to this.
Friend, family, lovers.
I have 6 registered companies.
Yes.
6. How is it that not even one of the 6 was offered that opportunity under the Free National Movement, under the former F&M cabinet ministers, with that $600 million?
You ain't part of the
Out of
club.
6, you one couldn't cross say this. I take all of it for what you thought. I'll take a voice break when we come back. We'll continue my conversation with my good friend, Dario Tirelli. He's in studio tonight. We're talking everything what's on the table. We're talking this banking information that the leader of the opposition is saying that when he come in power, they'll just come out of power. You all didn't know the payments was paying all these. Listen, after the break, I'm going to lay it on the table on the Free National Movement. But they one step too late, and they know better after the break.
Cancer. It's a word no one wants to hear. But at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, we hear it every day. It's a word we've dedicated our lives to overcoming by changing the way patients are treated. And now we're part of City of Hope, which is one of the nation's top 10 cancer hospitals. Together, we'll combine leading-edge clinical research with precision cancer treatment, so we can be there when you need us most. So when you hear the word cancer, there's another word that should come to mind. Hope. Call now.
You've dreamt it. You've worked hard for it. And now you've got it. You deserve to enjoy the fruits of your labor and know that you're covered in case of a disaster, like an unexpected fire or a vehicular collision. At Magical Insurances, we focus on settling your claims quickly and fairly so you can get back to enjoying your life. Magical Insurances. Fast, fair, and always there.
Boy, we back live with the Great Show 1197. You hear that song? What's coming? What would bring me in? Choking leaders, and I read this thing with the F&M Promise Bank Reform, right? This is the same political organization that ran the country for 4 years. I mean, they had 5 years, a little over 4 years. They had the country, and they didn't want to change the banking laws and implement the Freedom of Information Act. They give the country back to another political organization before their time is up. This can't be the same group, right? And the person the leader of the opposition, that's how life and how coincidentally life has placed things. He's the one who's saying this now, and he was a former cabinet minister, right? And if he at the time felt that his comrades in the cabinet didn't want to deal with the banking fees that the Bahamian interest rates that the Bahamian people were suffering over all these years, he could have stepped out of the F&M cabinet, become independent, and bring a private member bill and table it in the Assembly and beg other members to help support it, that it'll help the Bahamian people who are suffering. But he sat right there with the blue plate, the cabinet salary, the MP salary, the money gained from constituency and all that. He stayed right there and enjoy all that pork and caviar.
So the victim
Now he is in opposition. He had plenty time to think, and he just realized that the banking problems need the F&M. Let me read the headline on August 19, 2024. F&M promises bank reform. Pintard said he would expand central bank fees assessment abilities. This can't be the same man who was a cabinet minister a few years ago. 3 years ago. That's 3 years ago. He was a cabinet minister. And this can't be the same man who was a part of government administration, who said they will deal with the Freedom of Information Act, and they leave office based on the research, the limited information that is allowed and research that is given. The freedom, the elected or selected governor of the Freedom of Information Act. I don't know what they call him. What he is? He's the. They call him what? Caesar. What do they call him? The person who charged the freedom. The Czar is a Freedom of Information Act, right?
So the Czar have an office?
He have an office with a desk with not even a computer on it.
Yeah.
And he's the same people who leave the person, the judge. He's a former judge.
So we paying this.
Listen, I can tell you right now. This is the same person, right, who was part of the cabinet that left the person who in charge of the Freedom of Information Act with a desk without a computer. Yeah. And you expect them to realize and commit to fixing the bank problem? Man, they really believe. Listen, they really believe to be. We gotta be. Man, that song is so right that the producer bring me in when he hear me in your row, right? And he bring in the joking. They really take the Bahamian people to fools.
But see, one of our biggest problems is we don't like to get involved, right? We need to put these fellas in a corner and stranglehold them so they could come out and say. That's why I tell you, this could be a healthy debate. And you and I need to take the show on the road. We keep saying this.
No. The show is going on the road, and we doing everything possible to get the show on the road before the end of the year.
Right. This could be a good healthy public.
I will bring
debate now on Garvin Bow, Pentad, what Michael Akilas. See,
I must say something before you with that. Garvin Bow, based on the rumors that was swirling from the Ghetto News Network, that he might end up being a candidate for the Free National Movement in the next election. And I mentioned that intentionally because, in case it's correct, right? He made a statement, right? Garvin Bow, I can read the statement that he made, right? That I take an issue with, right? When he said that, let's see if I can find the statement that I write down, what he made. Garvin Bow was saying that the Bahamian, what did he say there? Slippery slope to regulate, he said a slippery slope to regulate banks. He says a slippery slope. Moving toward a communist state if we control bank fees. He gotta be crazy. He crazy.
Well, he gotta protect
listen.
He protect the industry.
You don't have to regulate person to account. It's over $10,000. No. Garvin Bow got to understand, right? They are educated, which is a blessing and a privilege, right? Now, if you are affluent or financially sound, we don't mind you having a law for y'all.
Yeah.
The banks don't need no regulation to govern y'all.
Yeah.
Right? But when you get poor people, who every dollar is necessary.
Yeah.
You see, we tell you we have a double standard in terms of law for certain people in this country.
Yeah.
We need a double standard for the poor. We need another law for the poor. Let me tell you why.
A protection.
If you can have, Remember they had a consumer protection and EJ Boo,
Yeah.
right? And plenty people, I talk about that function so perfect when the former Minister of Economic Affairs, Pierre Depuch, everybody was comfortable and people breathe a sigh of relief. But if you have a country where a man could be allegedly, supposedly drowned in a pool in Liberty, right? Carried to the clinic in Liberty.
Yeah.
The doctor at the clinic pronounced him dead. Then they cremate his body before the police come. That's the kind of country we got in this country. That's the kind of things happen in this country.
Yeah, man.
Right? You could put gun on the school. Carry your children to the airport. Right? Right? This is the kind of country, and you expect the same poor people to be. During the pandemic, Albany never closed. There's reports of places with having parties in Albany when we was locked down in the house.
Well, I asked you a question, but I'll believe
Hold on,
yeah,
man.
but I will bring that up to you. Public have a conversation.
We live in a country, right?
Yeah.
Where if you miss and kill your wife, right, and your wife end up having 600 million, but you get convicted, you get charged and convicted, and you go to jail, and then you start losing weight. Time to come out. No, see, listen, you laughing, man. Stop laughing. How is it that we live in a country where you could bring some speakers in the Bahamas that will destabilize you when they turn them on?
Yeah.
Military speakers that will destabilize the human body. No one hold before the court, right?
Yeah.
And you come to, and what national airport? The airport name? Cylinder, right?
LPI.
The custom get their gloves on. And they put their hand down in your bag. But them speakers, nobody get charged, right? No one get hauled before the court, because that's life is key,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When the Free National Movement sent a letter, right, to the owners, homeowners in life is key, and tell them, say, listen, man, the poor people them up their neck carrying the burden of the bills in this country. So much tax the poor people paying. Listen, y'all gotta start playing your share. They would tell me, and give me a phrase when they respond to the effort of the Free National Movement when they said, man, get from here.
Get
out here.
Get off our property.
Get out here.
See, the country being run by weak men for the longest.
Right now, no defense force could have gone on no yacht. No defense force could have gone on board no yacht, none. None.
These people who get excited when they see white people. As rich as some of them are in Parliament, some of them rich.
Some of them rich.
But when they see white people, who they above in income, who they above in education, they still get master attitude. You understand? But they
have a party.
They don't like.
They have a party the night after the election.
They don't like each other. Think about this. And I said this on the last show. They taking Crown land, making subdivision, putting a value on a low-cost housing. You still buying the land. The value of the land should be your down payment.
Right.
Give me the land. That's my land.
Listen, if you get Crown, listen, if you so right,
listen,
Tirelli, you so right, right? Well, listen,
they don't like each other, man.
You so right? The Crown land.
Commonwealth.
Right?
The Commonwealth.
Listen to me.
That's what the country
The Crown land that plenty of these so-called churches, pastors, right?
Yeah.
Who get the Crown land and name the subdivision and their name. Like, this one subdivision, this one subdivision, right? That's Crown land.
Yeah.
If based on my limit on the information and understanding, right?
I agree with you.
If that's Crown land, why you can't use the Crown land as your deposit?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
That ain't their land.
So
they ain't pay for that.
Yeah. So you putting a fee on the poor people, and you see Rodney Monkey always say this, you know. The Queen gave us the country, but y'all sit back and let the people give you all what they want to give you all, and give the white people land.
Man, listen, you call me bring up. See, some person stop me and they say, man, boy, I just remember all these. Listen to me. The prime example, the last administration, the former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Menace, the president leading the opposition, Michael Pintado, they all this talk now, right? He sit right there and allow his administration that he's a part of to give the cruise ship who's trying to get part of Paradise Island 150-year lease.
That's when
All of a sudden they forget.
that's when all of them
If you serious,
all of them should have resigned.
if you serious,
Yeah.
and if you ain't agree with it, the convention and customs of this Westminster system, you resign.
You resign.
I used to see, if I was in Parliament and part of the FNM administration as a cabinet minister, and this come out and say, listen, I can't be a part of this.
Oh no.
I don't see why they can't. No. See, you say I can't be a part of it. I will not be a part of it, and you would step down.
Or even so, if
Not
you
one of them will
if
step
you
down.
lose
They can't get-
but
they
if you
achieve-
lose your
Yeah.
sweet juicy contract, you leak it to the public and the public discourse cause them to stop. That's all you gotta do.
But then you do that. No, it's an offense against.
I say leak it.
No. Listen, there's offense against parliamentary rules and stuff, regulations, right? You can't once you're part of cabinet, right? You're
I
not
understand.
allowed for 10 years.
I understand that.
Yeah. 10
Yeah.
years after information was completed.
Yeah.
You can't allow
No,
10 years to divulge your vote or information.
No. I ain't talking about.
Secrecy.
I ain't talking about you go to vote. So we sit down. The first conversation, the
But
prime.
you ain't got to do that.
The prime
If you
minister
don't agree,
dies-
if you fundamentally ain't agree with something,
Yeah, call me on the phone and say Tirelli, but let's come to a meeting.
no, you ain't got to do that.
That is
No,
that. Let
no.
Tirelli
See,
go to the public
when you
and bring
say
it
things and that they like that, they like how you trivialize it. Let me tell you something. No. If you fundamentally you pull a Carlton Francis.
Man, we talking about this.
Carlton
the best,
Francis say he agreeing with gambling.
this
You
the
know
best
that?
some of them can.
He walk out of the PLP cabinet.
Listen, this the best some of them living. You think they giving us up for being you?
Yeah, I can tell you they ain't mean. You can't mean you not good. If you mean you good, then you will.
Look what
When you die, you ain't getting it, you know.
Look what-
And some of them don't understand that.
Look what be the
Some of
march.
them done achieving more than their
Yeah.
ability will ever allow them to.
Look at what be the march give up. He
Yes,
give
sir.
up opportunity to controlling everything. The crowd take us in the right direction. He had supporters from all sides. He give up for the Senate seat.
And the Senate only $1,000 a month.
Yeah. So
$1,000 a month.
So
but where we so hunger on prestige and privilege, right?
yeah.
We just lose the focus so easily.
I told you before.
Right.
Read the Billy Lynch letter and you'll see why they get excited when they see foreigners and when they see you. You know, some of them is our best, some of them is good friends.
But 326-8255, 326-8255, 322-5477, 322-5477. Now, sir, before you go any further, he said that it's to be a slippery slope to regulate banks. Man, based on what I read,
Yeah.
right? What I'm quoting from the Tribune, August 15th.
Like quoted.
Both saying, moving towards a communist state if we control bank fees. Man, hell with the ordinary payments who go to the poll. We in the FNM, we ain't one with them poor people. If you all want to vote for us, no problem.
Yeah.
But we want to give banks autonomy, like how we in the FNM give Grand Bahama power and light. They have autonomy. There's the regulator and the provider of current and free board.
Yeah.
Based on what they put in the papers. If you read what the Grand Bahama Power Company is saying, we are one regulator. So we only put it out there to inform the public.
That sounds like another lawsuit by the government and them on
No, but the government, no.
rules and regulations.
No. What the government see, and that's why sometimes people have a hard time really understanding what it is between the PLP and the FNM, right? Why the PLP don't come out and provide and expose this agreement?
Yep.
What shows that the FNM give Grand Bahama Power and Light. Expose it. If you saying, oh, it ain't good, you can't do no. Bring the agreement, say this what see what time this is done, see who administration this was. Show the Bahamian people that it ain't us who signed this stupid agreement, and the penalty for us breaking this agreement will cost you this.
Yeah.
See, when the Free National Movement gave away the 51% of Patelco Cable and Wireless for that 200, well, it was supposed to be 204, 206 million, 210 million. They wouldn't give you the correct thing, and they want you to be confused, right? That's why they wouldn't give you the truth, or they wouldn't give you the correct thing. Let me say it like that. You know, if they bring the agreement out to the Bahamian people will understand, you know. The Bahamian people will understand. The Bahamian people will be able to appreciate some things.
But you gotta
see,
understand.
they don't want you to have the information. You know, I try to find the Cable Bahamas agreement between the government and Cable Bahamas, right? Where it explained how is it that the Bahamian people paying Cable Bahamas millions of dollars before time, when part of the agreement was that they had a monopoly for 15 years, right?
Yeah.
And they're supposed to provide every library, every school, every clinic, and every hospital,
Free.
every government building with free internet,
Yeah.
right? How is it? While the monopoly is going on, the Bahamian people, based on my understanding, was paying millions of dollars.
Yep.
And I want Shawago Lang, who's the former Minister of State for Finance, to tell me if that's true or not.
Yeah.
Because based on my memory, what they said something in the House Assembly,
and you see
around the
why-
news in the House Assembly.
Yeah, you see why we don't Freedom of Information Act. I saw something.
They don't want you
I
to know
saw
nothing.
something that was so powerful, the Freedom of Information Act in the U.S. Right?
Yeah.
This guy enter a building, a government building, to retrieve information through the Freedom of Information law. They call the police. The law gives them opportunity to be in the building because he come to access information. And the process was that for him to sit down with whoever they have a rep, for him to ask the question, and then they have a time period to answer him. The policeman couldn't tell him to leave the building. The people in the building say they don't want him in. They're because he asking questions. They call the police. The policeman said he can't do nothing. The law gives them the ability to come in this building for the reason of asking questions to get answers based on the law. That's how powerful the Freedom of Information Act
Mr. Tirelli, if you were the government, if the DNA had been the government, the DNA don't want to implement a real, thought out, prepared Freedom of Information Act, what would come to your mind?
They hiding it.
You have to hide something.
You're
It's
hiding.
got to be
You're
something.
hiding.
You cannot be
See-
making honest decisions.
Be-
And you scared from you to see your honest decisions.
See, you gotta understand the wealth of this country though. Let's look at this. You and I are old enough to know that Robert Vesco money funded a lot of big behemoths business that exists today, right? We know that. We know the Shah of Iran money funded a lot of big behemoth business still exists today. We know the drug trade in the 70s and 80s funded a lot of big business. Well, guess what? In both parties, some of them fellas come together and form businesses, and they get monopolistic practice of business in this country together. You and I sit down with some people who 81 years get plenty memory, sit down with a lot of these fellas. So why would you think they come and put freedom of information when, yeah, that's my business partner? Quietly, you don't know. You understand? So why would I stop my money from coming in from a business that I have partnership with? So think about this. And I asked a question today on the population, because someone's debating that China, we was debating that the biggest economy in the world is the U.S., right? And so I start showing population. I asked, how much millionaires you think in this country? I get numbers from 20 to 100. I said, all right, let me say 100. 100 millionaires or the 403,000, 230,000 adults. Right? 100 millionaires. And most of them became millionaires. Most of them became millionaires just the way I said that. Other than the new millionaires, the number boys and all that, right? But some of the money that funded them came from who I mentioned earlier. So you understand? So the same set of people who started some monopolistic business together from the early 70s into the early 80s, they still partner some in this.
Yeah, but it's a new style of monopoly over the years through successive governments being happening. Let me tell you what I observed. I silently watch on the sideline where they creating new monopolies, right? They creating business that are protected by government, right? I'll give you an example. How is it that all these years, right? Water and sewage, you will pay water and sewage, they build by water and sewage. You get a private business collecting money for water and sewage.
Yeah.
A private business collecting money for
For me to
You
pay.
see, a private business, you got to go collect a check from social services through a private business. That means it's a cost that social service paying
And,
to that company.
and if I don't
Who
use
own
my,
these companies?
and if I don't use my
Right.
credit card to pay for my police certificate, what you call that, police record, they instructed me to go to a private firm to pay them and then bring the receipt to the police.
But that is for a cost. Why? I mean, how? You see what they doing?
Why the government
Listen.
don't have a teller?
No, the government can have a teller, but that's the problem. They always have teller. The government just form. See, let me tell you what they're doing. Listen, I don't understand. They think Bahamians didn't realize it, right? But they creating private businesses that are almost solely funded by the government, doing work for the government that people are hired and being paid to do the same job they paying somebody in the private sector to do.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense. I don't understand it. They're creating more debt and bills on the government by paying a percentage out of the money that they collect. I don't understand what sense that makes.
Yeah.
So why would you have 20,000 employees if you would take the business that you hire them to do and sub it out to a private company?
Yeah.
So the invest of the private company, who someone in government, most likely, or some politician, have involved.
Or some big fund.
They have guaranteed money coming to them, because the government
Yeah.
paying them to do
Yeah.
a service that they paying 20,000 employees to do.
Yeah.
I mean, why do people because they cannot stand like me and you and hit the road and pound for pound. Listen to me, I don't forget that. Me, the guy, shake hand. Right? For me to provide a service for him for Bama. Right? And I made him negotiate it to beyond the lowest price.
Yeah.
Right? in order for me to agree, when I agreed with him, I agreed with him because the amount that he needed consistently, I'd have been able to make a couple dollars of it.
Yeah.
Right? That's the only way you could go down that low.
Yeah.
Made him shake hand. Before he was ready for us to start, he brought in some foreign people with foreign equipment to do the same thing I was doing. He sat up on the side of me, made him share a fence. He sat up on the side of me. The same business that I was doing, made him shake hand that I was supposed to do. He bring foreigners and Americans in with their equipment to do the same thing. They follow me to where he's getting the product from. They start getting the product from me right there. They stay right there, sit down there for weeks until I go on out. And then they go on out behind me. And then wherever I stop, they stop.
Yeah.
Right? But that's trying to show you. To this day, I still competing with them. Right? I survive it.
Yeah.
Right? These people who create these businesses, what government is they doing government services while the government is paying 20,000 employees to do that.
Yeah.
Right? They getting these profit-proof businesses. Right? Why should I go in the mall? Right? To collect a check from social service for one of my tenants who getting rental assistance. So that don't make no sense.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense. You saying the government strapped for cash. You saying that the government this and government that. But then how can you be paying a private firm to collect government money? Right now, I tell you, some things have changed so much in this country. Right? The FNM created allow and license a business called from the Cayman Islands, Consolidated Water. Water and sewage being pumping water and providing water being for years.
Yep.
Listen to this now. Water and sewage now is being used as just a collecting agencies to pay consolidated water.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Corruption. Pure corruption.
No, I wouldn't say corruption.
It's corruption,
I just
man.
don't
I-
understand
They don't pay my
how
son,
we
I can
do
say
it. Listen,
corruption. Pure
you know,
corruption.
modern day politicians supposed to be creating ways, a formula or something to bring down tax on the ordinary citizens in this country. We're supposed to have we're supposed to have a 5, 10, 20, 50-year plan, 100-year plan. That hey, by 2025, your watch should be down to 5%.
Yeah.
By 2028, your watch should be down to 3%.
The big plan.
Your real property tax should be sliced in half.
The next-
So you're taking another break already?
The next big plan now for the two parties is to win the next one.
326-8255, 326-8255, 5477 to win the next election. But listen,
That's the biggest plan there.
listen to me. I tell you, these people them so crazy. I don't know, they ain't only building one business.
But you
They
can't.
didn't get away with that. They
You can't
building more
blame-
businesses
You gotta
that
blame-
collecting government revenue. Right?
You gotta blame the
I don't
ones who
understand
sit
this.
back and still go and get excited for them and they see them go and vote for them. You gotta blame them people.
They hire it. They'll give a contract out to computerize a ministry, right? Say $30 million, right? So you would tell me the government don't have an agency who IT agency
Yeah.
who could
Yeah.
set up this ministry and save $30 million and put towards bringing down
Yeah.
the tax in this country?
Yeah, but let me tell you now.
You take a break.
Yeah.
You take a break. You take a second and final convention break.
The
This
final
is
one
Prime
already?
Time, an independent thinker. In studio with me is Dario Tirelli. You're going to be a part of the conversation when we come back. We're just sitting back and listening. 326-8255, 326-8255, 322-5477, 322-5477. If you don't want to hear your voice, you don't want your voice to be heard on the radio, you can send me a text, 376-2301. 376-2301. You can send me a text on WhatsApp and I'll read it once it doesn't have anything defamatory. We're going to take our final commercial break. This is Prime Time with Independent Thinker. Back after.
Cancer. It's a word no one wants to hear. But at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, we hear it every day. It's a word we've dedicated our lives to overcoming by changing the way patients are treated. And now we're part of City of Hope, which is one of the nation's top 10 cancer hospitals. Together, we'll combine leading-edge clinical research with precision cancer treatment, so we can be there when you need us most. So when you hear the word cancer, there's another word that should come to mind. Hope. Call now.
You've dreamt it. You've worked hard for it. And now you've got it. You deserve to enjoy the fruits of your labor and know that you're covered in case of a disaster, like an unexpected fire or a vehicular collision. At Magic Insurances, we focus on settling your claims quickly and fairly so you can get back to enjoying your life. Magic Insurances. Fast, fair, and always there.
Love that he's there. Inserted with me tonight is Dario Tirelli. Listen, we're talking about the issues and some of the problems that affects the Bahamian people. We're going to go in depth with this banking. Siaga that's happening next week. I have in studio next week. He's scheduled to come. Alfred Poitier from the credit union. We're going to, man, listen. I want you to make sure anyone who's involved in savings and who's trying to do these Christmas club saving and this and that, and anything to do with fixed money, tune in next week, Thursday. In studio is supposed to be Alfred Poitier from the credit union, credit union bank. He's going to be in studio, and based on my understanding, we'll get a good understanding about the merger. It's being alleged that some merge between the credit union and Bank of the Bahamas. Some things that happened. For years, I said that, how is it that Royal Bank was the main bank for the government? When the government bank was the Bank of the Bahamas. I mean, we in this position in this country because worthless, good for nothing politicians don't mean this country no good, don't care. They only went with themselves, their friends, and their family. How is it? You have politicians who will borrow $30 million from Bank of the Bahamas, right? And they play saying confiscated. They ain't paying. They play saying confiscated. They turn around and sue the government too, right? And you know, and very person will say, "Oh, the PLB do that." Ain't the PLB? Let me tell you why. I remember vividly. A customer of one of the banks was in the papers. He had borrowed some $24 million, I believe. $2 million. And he's a known PLB. $2 million was borrowed when the PLB's in power.
Yeah.
The other $22 million borrowed when the FM is in power and he's a PLB. That's why plenty of people are confused.
I already
that the
explained
PLB
to you,
and the FM got to be one.
I already explained to you.
Yes, sir.
They're friend, family, lovers, and business partners. But see, we talking about the Commonwealth. My operative word for the day is the Commonwealth, right? Let's look how many government buildings we are leasing. So let's look at this formula. That's how innovative you're supposed to be as a government. To make sure you keep heavy tax off your people make the cost of living drop, and then remove the misery index. I hear there's millions of dollars being paid out to one or two companies on rent. You own the land. Well, just like how you could, the private firms could use government guaranteed bond or guaranteed land to go and speculate internationally to get loans, like Cable Bahamas and everything else. Why we can't?
Well, we give Cable Bahamas the money from here.
Why we can't? All right, say all right, then we need a new government complex. Let's say for road traffic. Go to the public and say, listen, it takes 30 million to build this. We got the land. The land would be our investment. We need to get shares. So if you're paying $30,000 a month rent, why the citizens can't? You understand? Why the citizens can't get shares of the share return?
But I've been saying that, Dario. See, listen to me. What you're saying is it makes so much sense. Let me tell you this. How is it if you could pay $50,000 rent, right? How is it that you had all this crown land? You can't put the crown land up, sell all the IPOs, right? You allow Cable Bahamas to do it,
Yeah.
right? And Philip keeping them raised 30 million. I was oversubscribed,
Yeah.
right? Find out what he bond share, what he offerings was, right? On your dollar share, right? What the offerings was. Offer that. Government back the loan along with the value of the property.
Yeah.
Borrow the money, build the building.
Yeah.
Let the people get that same 50,000 you pay in a month. I'll go towards interest
Yeah.
on you who borrow buy the bonds.
See, they
I mean,
know.
they know.
No,
They know.
know.
No, nobody for you.
They
know.
know.
They gotta know.
Yeah, they know.
Because if they didn't know, why they allow Cable Bahamas to get $30 million? Raised on $30 million, right? IBOs. Then they turn around, let National Insurance buy $2 million worth of bond. Then they allow NIB to bought $2 million worth of bond. Then they allow Batelco to buy $2 million worth of bond. And Cable Bahamas. Why?
Yeah.
Which Cable Bahamas end up starting up with $36 million. Right? But see, you see how life is? Right now, I had an appointment with Live. I've been on the show, and I row and tell you that the producer can't get a break, right? They charged me $460 a live. Well, Cable Bahamas. It's Cable Bahamas or Live?
Make sure.
Which one to do the internet?
Cable Bahamas.
Right. Cable internet was off for 3 months, right? So they charged me, they sent me a bill, and I complained, I keep on calling them so they can fix the internet. To the business on Wolf Road, the internet was off for 3 months. They said it's good now. They sent a technician after 3 months, they fixed the thing. I mean, he got a write a report indicating what was wrong. I can't go up on the pole and see why the internet was there. Right. He fixed it. Went up on the pole for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. He fixed it, he said he'd write a report, saying what the problem is. Cable Bahamas sent me a bill for $460 $63 or $65 something like that. Right? I tell the lady, I said, miss, I had no internet. I had no internet for 3 months. So you can't charge me if you would have no service to offer me. Right? So the lady tell me, their policy is, you still have to pay the bill.
Yeah.
And then we refund you back. I said, that don't make sense.
Give you credit on
We will credit you back the money once we investigated that you had no internet for 3 months. What's this? She said that. I say, man, I need the internet because the bar need the internet for the TV. The game's coming on, so you need it. I paid the $460. They said they could credit me back. I had no internet. We they got it. He credited me back $60 to the $460. Listen to me, because I know you laughing. He credited me back $60 or the $460. When the $460 was to cover the 3 months I had not no internet.
Yeah.
Right. Watch this now. I had paid 2 months, so 1 month was in advance. So that month and the $460, I get $60 back. Right? You think that's fair? So now, in order for me, see, they designed it like this. In order for me to make a complaint, I gotta go to ICO. I gotta write a letter to ICO. I gotta drop it off to ICO. I gotta do this and do that, wait for them to respond, and this and that, right? And then bring whatever, or this and that, right? All that nonsense, right? And headache, inconvenience, they'll put you in to discourage you.
Yeah.
I get 60 back or 460. But guess what? I'm sure that life is. And how things in this country, the force change, right? is a thing called Starlink.
Starlink, yeah.
Right? Starlink allows 235 persons to connect to one internet for go on your roof.
Yeah.
Based on my understanding, I buy 3 system. After I won the problem with the kill bombers with this thing, right? I buy 3 system from West Marine in Miami, $299. I ain't turned them on yet, but based on my investigation, it's $50 a month. And 235 persons can turn on.
So them little kids around the property can connect too.
Connect to your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
235.
And if
Right.
it's raining, you still get the
Listen,
signal.
right, not only that, they got some, but for the boat noise.
Yeah.
Right? I have a Mi-Fi box. I have 2 Mi-Fi boxes. Right? From Kill Bombers. Right? 2 Mi-Fi box. Where when we reach out 3 hours or 3 hours out on the Wi-Fi box, you have to climb up on top of the pilot house on the boat and tie it to the highest part you could reach to the pole. Right? In order for you to keep
Pick up the signal.
a regular signal was
Yeah.
coming in vogue, right?
Yeah.
And when you trying to pick up that signal, you gotta come up to the pilot house to be close to that. This little box,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you're
yeah.
paying $90 a month,
$90.
right?
Yeah.
A month, 30 days.
Yeah.
And you gotta tie it up, climb up on top of the pole on the tugboat, and tie it to the pole, right? In order for you to get signal,
Yeah.
right? You only 3 hours out, you know, 3 hours out.
Yeah.
Watch this. Starlink, there's no internet by Elon Musk.
Yeah, that
Who
be-
won't
that
tell
ain't-
some.
that ain't
No,
good.
why would you
That be
listen?
for the while.
Advertise it for free. Listen to me.
Yeah.
That's how worthless
they-
days are killed by.
yeah.
Listen to me. The policies.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. 235 people hook up to the Starlink. You can put this on top of your house, right? You could put this. That's like a little dish, like a plate.
Yeah, yeah.
You rest and you mount it down, and let someone hook it up. You hook up your credit card there, and every month you pay $50. Listen,
I am bringing them back when I go away.
I get 3.
Yeah.
You know what I say?
Why you never just get away get 1 month?
No, I didn't know you. I think you hung go and tie. I thought they got your punch tie.
No,
They give them
no,
system.
man.
235 people up to that 1 unit. They have some that movable, meaning as the boat moving, you could still get Wi-Fi.
Yeah, yeah.
And while you're getting Wi-Fi, you could hook up a camera system where you could watch the boat as it travel or as it drive, go through the channels and the creeks. You could be watching live because you're getting constant
And see, and
internet. At Cable Bahamas, treating a fella like me, right, who got a Mi-Fi box paying $9 a month, right, who got cable internet, right, and he had no internet for 3 months, and they charge me $460, turn around and credit me $60,
Yeah.
right, and they just believe they can just do that to a black
And see,
poor
where-
person in this country, just get away with that,
That's where
and
competition-
advertise for Starlink free.
That's
I
where
know a lot of
com-
people
that's
who
where-
who run Starlink.
That's where competition
Right.
comes in, right? So
a
you
lousy
now can get another
policy
product, right? And see, that's where innovation creates more
Right.
industries. And you said that earlier at the beginning. Tourism is a good product. I agree, but there's other ways for us to expand this economy.
No, we need
One
to
of the
now. We
biggest
can't
problem-
wait till tourism
One
fail.
of the biggest problem is it's hard to get business started. You get jumped through the loop, get be part of the friends and family clique to even get started. Business license hard to get look like. You gotta go through all kind of BS just to get your certificate back in your hand. It's looking like it's getting better.
But some things are changing
difficult.
under this new day
And you know,
administration.
let me put a
I must
plug
commend
in,
them.
let me put a plug in here for Bahamas Carnival. New industry. We have reported when we started Bahamas Carnival. Next year will be 10 years of the road parade. That's how,
Already?
that's how
People been
fast it
shaking
goes.
naked on the road for 10 years now?
10 years.
Wow.
It started in 2014. Next year, 2025, will be the beginning of a new carnival era. As a new industry, we proved within the first 4 years that tourism arrival came in up to 12% based on a slow month, which is normally slow in the Bahamas for overseas arrivals. So what we created now is we're going to do it again. You remember the first fanfare in the hotel and everybody came, even Neil Ellis was there, came to the hotel when they first launched Carnival.
For Carnival?
Yeah.
Yeah, but even being there
So-
just to support the former Prime Minister right on.
Right. So what we did was only once after that the band owners created something called Expo of Carnival. So we're going to do it again.
Heads
so,
and bed.
So it's going to be heads and bed. That's why we're starting earlier. But what we're doing with the Expo, we're going to bring all other Bahamians who have a talent or a product. We need seamstress in this country. So if you get so good, or you want to get into a huge industry, we shouldn't have our costume made in no other foreign country but here. So reach out to me, 424-0632. We in need the carnival bands. It was the registered bands, 9 registered this year. We need seamstress. We really don't want to go abroad and bring seamstress in just to sew. Because if you look at it, just a piece of bikini in the front and strings. So they know how to sew that.
Yeah.
And so the expo is anybody that wants to get in the industry or know the industry, whether you're a videographer, a photographer, a DJ, a sound engineer, a logistics man, you want to sell stones or feathers, or you want to come to the expo. So pay attention to Bahamas. We're going to launch that expo. It's going to be late October. We're in the process now, talking to the relevant government agencies, waiting on the important meetings with who we need to meet, so we can start this early. One of our failure people said this year was that we had no marketing PR. So we're going to start early.
Marketing PR too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
So
public relations, man.
we want to get started. So industries of carnival, and we'll do a presentation on how huge this industry is in this region. You're talking about Brazil doing over $100 million in carnival within the month of the carnival period for them.
For them.
Yeah, and then Miami Carnival, which is the next big carnival.
Trinidad Carnival.
Yeah, so we want to.
And then New Orleans, I think, they have a carnival.
Yeah, they have a carnival. There's about 50 to 60 carnivals in this region that goes every year, and you're talking about hundreds of millions that circulate this region.
Listen to me. I was telling you about Starling. Listen to me. When I bought a 9-plex apartment some years ago, I went to Cable Bahamas to give them some service because I wanted each tenant to get cable, right? So I went to try and get a box where everyone in the apartment, I just paid one monthly fee.
Yes.
They told me that the persons who I purchased the apartment from, they left a bill. I don't know what the bill was, $800, $900 bill, right? And if I want carnival at that particular building, apartment complex, I need to pay that bill.
Yeah.
I said, but that can't be right.
Yeah.
I said, I ain't watched that TV, so how you pay that bill, right? I said, no. I said, let me show you how these people have create these communist policies.
Yes.
Right? And dictatorial policies. Watch it. I said, no, miss. I said, no. I say, who will formulate a policy that? Because I come to this house to rent, and someone was here before me, and they leave a bill. Now, I got to pay the bill when they watch TV,
them in court,
so that I can get cable. I said, no, man. I said, no. I say, put that in writing. And they bring me a letter with that in writing. So you have to pay the bill, this amount. Yeah. Right? I said, I go to the guy, I said, doesn't make any sense. And they give me the letter. I sign it all right, so I can't. I never get the cable. Now, watch this now. That was in 2006, 7, or 8 or something like that. I'm sure exact time. Watch this. That's 9 apartments. I never get the cable.
Yeah.
That's 9 apartment payments that they lose.
Yep.
For all them years.
Antiquated policies.
Right?
Yeah.
All them years. Because I was going to turn it off. I wanted to buy it, turn it off.
Yeah.
I pay it every month.
Yeah.
And put cable as part included.
Yeah.
Right? That's the basic plan.
Yeah.
Watch this. 9 years, a cable they lose. That make any sense? Plus the man, bill, whoever I buy the bill from, bill still there.
Yeah.
That make any sense?
Yeah.
You must say, listen, why would the bill be sue him, or we'll find another way to get him because he have other
Give me your real money.
Right.
That's why I have a problem. That's why I have a problem that they selling phone. They compete. They get a boot outside on the road competing against a small businessman. Your job, your business license should be a service provider.
But that's why I tell you.
Give
the
me the
system in this
free,
country, Mr.
so I
Tirelli,
can have a service.
that's not the only problem. The system in this country is the same. All right, watch this. Caterpillar is now M&E.
Yeah.
Caterpillar is sell parts for Caterpillar's equipment. Caterpillar's bring in machine and sell you machine. But they rent machine too. Caterpillar's competing against me as a Bahamian who buying machine from Caterpillar. They competing against me too. They're buying the machine, selling you the machine, selling you the parts of the machine, and they compete with you when you rent too. You see, you understand this kind of society we live in. You know why plenty places in the United States you can't buy directly from as a foreigner.
Yeah.
You have to buy through an American distributor.
Yeah.
You know why? They designed it that they create jobs right there. Right? So that you don't go directly to the factory
And-
cut out that another business
And let me tell you what.
design, right?
And the shipping
But we
business.
ain't doing it over here.
And the shipping business.
We so lousy.
I used to have
Gotta be a
to
joking country.
distinguish between an ocean carrier, which I work for, CMA, CGM, right? Than the shipper, the agent that connects between the supplier and the ocean carrier. And that's how it is in countries like China and some countries in South America. The supplier can't call the shipping company book no cargo, you know. A shipping agent got to be involved. Whether it's an NVOCC, non-operating vessel or non-vessel operating carrier, or freight forwarder, like Tropical started as a freight forwarder. Now they in the shipping business.
I had Leslie Osborne Miller on my show one time some years ago, and we was trying to expose the reason why your light bill is so high, and it all boiled right back down to fuel costs, right? So I said, how is it that in Caracas, up in the Caribbean,
Where is Caracas?
right,
Yeah.
and
Curaçao.
down there in
Curaçao.
Dominican Republic,
Yeah.
Fowler, who daddy owned all-purpose steel,
Yeah,
who's being
My
McDonald's.
cousin.
He tell me he like bill in San Domingo would be like $15
Yeah,
a
man.
month. He said their air conditioners only cut off when they sweeping or when they cleaning the filter.
Yeah.
Run 20, 30 days, night and day. Air conditioner don't cut off. And he said they rob him when the bill is $15. So I say, how? They don't have no nuclear plant inside San Domingo. That means they're burning conventional diesel.
Yeah.
But because the diesel is so cheap, San Domingo and Haiti share one night, eh?
Yep.
How is it that Haitian could sail from Haiti to the Bahamas and he can't get a boat to run an engine to go right to San Domingo and buy fuel or buy from a company they're buying it from and bring it to the Bahamas at so our light bill be $15 a month. Why we can't do that?
Remember I
you know what
said-
Nancy Miller say?
Yeah.
Nancy Miller what she said. Nancy Miller say, the people who busy buying oil from no driller.
Go into law.
We buying fuel for people who don't drill oil.
No.
They buying it from people who drill oil.
Yeah.
But we busy buying from people who don't drill oil. So whatever they put in the bill,
Remember
busy gotta buy it.
Remember I said earlier, those who
nonsense in this
who
country.
made their money in the 70s and 80s still business partner, friend, family, monopolistic practice in this country.
Yeah, see, they can't survive. They cannot survive like me and you, pound for pound. I tell you, the fella shake my hand, you know. Me and him agree on a business plan and proposition for Bahama, right? He reneged on that. He figured that, hey, man, the amount of businesses can generate over a long period of time, I might as well bring my own equipment in.
Yeah.
So he bring your own equipment in, never say anything back to me or nothing. Just bring your own equipment, start doing it, and start doing the business, right? I mean, I'm still operating side to side today, right? Still operating side to side. You gotta adjust. You gotta micromanage.
Yeah.
You gotta make some changes. You gotta do some things and compete. These fellas ain't competing. This new generation who haven't access to the government, they creating business that the government protecting and generating their profit.
Yep.
Huh? You had 20,000 employees who's probably collecting the money for social service. Why are you letting a private company collect the money for them to get a percentage of it? And you had 20,000 employees sitting on the government. They're doing nonsense.
And this what freedom of information will bring us knowledge on who owns business together. And you see, that's why you gotta blame Bahamians for that. Because we used to let them come and campaign and ask, putting question. I used to have a couple questions to ask. Who's your family? You believe in this. You believe in hanging. You willing to do this. You willing to do. We don't ask them questions. We get excited for party colors.
Yeah, because that's the old days. Things will change, and it just isn't changing as fast as it need to. As a result,
Well,
of the
you know,
country. But things changing.
it's a
Listen,
blessing.
next election,
Yeah.
members of these candidates, they ain't getting that easy. Now, all mightn't be true to ringer because the whole generation is a shift set, like how you say.
Yeah.
But it ain't easy, like how people is to give you land and then you rest flour, a bag of flour in their hand, they give you the land papers. Them days gone, bro.
Yeah.
Them days
That's
gone.
why every
Them
5 years we changing government.
No, but we changing government not because that, because they are now, they in their mind believe that they punishing a politician by voting them out.
Yeah.
No, my politician didn't rich. The man done rich. I remember when politician ran on one of them big political party, he declared $14 on the bank book. No, you laughing, man, don't laugh. He declared $14. And 5 years later, when he lost his bid to run again, he was building a $5 million house.
Yeah, man.
He was, listen here, $14 on the bank book and living in my house. And 5 years later, he's building a $5 million house. You see, that's because we believe. I can punish him for building a $5 million house when he only had $40 million by holding him out. No! That's the kind of system we have in this country, right? And you could row, and I almost have my way here into the door. I ain't gonna be rowing. Oh, I'll be 50 next year in February, right? And listen to me, talking on the radio, all my throat and things. I get tired.
You love this though.
50, yeah? You stay right there.
Let's stay in this.
You better hurry. Let's get this show on the road.
I wait no
So
you,
it can inspire me to stay an extra 6 months or extra year. You stay talking to me.
I take a break this year. I was supposed to launch a new event in December. I decided to take a break. So January, I have an event. February, I have a huge event. March, Beer Fest. I get another 2 events the throw before the summer. That's it. When I take break, I'm gonna go see my daddy in France and spend a month or 2. I'm gonna go see my mommy in Hollywood, Florida. Spend time abroad. That's what I work in.
Yeah, well, you know,
take time away. I looking at Quito, Ecuador. You could get a 3-bedroom, 2-bar apartment, Quito, Ecuador, from $650 to $850 a month. $35 to catch the bus within a 23-mile radius in Quito, Ecuador. You understand?
Yeah. Some things are changing in this country. Some things are changing, but it's just changing so slow. It feels that we still stuck. But, you know, and plenty Bahamians fear change in this country. You know, fellas being complaining with this and that, right? What I tell them, you had an opportunity to change some things. We scared.
Wipe out that status
We
quo.
scared.
We
You understand? We in a society where you could get charged and convicted, right? You get charged and convicted for killing your husband or killing your wife, right? And then you go to jail. When you come out, you can be $600 million. You have to inherit it. That's your wife or that's your husband, right? And then because you losing weight in jail, you release. That's the kind of society we living in. A man could drown in a pool. You could drown in a pool. They carry you to the Live Key Hospital. The doctor pronounce you dead, right? They cremate you before the police come, before the autopsy is done, right? And nobody is hauled before the court and charged, right? You can fire a shot from a flare gun at a low landing plane landing on Paradise Island, right? And you are able to travel to Germany because you buy a ticket before you was charged. I mean, that's the kind of country we living in, right? And that's why it's so hard to get Bahamians to understand that the treatment that they continuously take. See, when you have a government that sign a lease for 150 years, and then the free National movement still bold enough to come back and ask you to work for them again, right? But they can tell you something got to be wrong with
let me tell you the stupid.
Ain't nothing wrong with them.
Let me tell you the stupidity.
They're laughing at you.
The stupidity is the company might not last that long.
What's going on? You know.
The CEO, the company ain't gonna last that long. The company itself might not last that long.
Right.
But you giving the man lease agreement. Boy, let me tell you.
Mr. Tirelli, I appreciate you coming. We're disappointing at the time. We flat all the time. Listen, boy, time is right fast. We need you just need to come more often. But you getting some events together, so you.
No, I free. First, the free is listen. I get 5 paintings. I start, I get to finish.
Right.
I get 5 paintings.
We got some sit back, and we can sit down time and time. We need to get this. We need to put a plan together to get our on the road show.
Yeah.
Because I winding down, bro. I'm telling you, I ain't saying I don't want to. Oh man, you didn't know. You know. I winding down.
Next month I'll be making wine and beer again. So I go relaunch.
Nobody wants winding down to come to the show.
Yeah, but I'm telling you what I can be doing. I'll be launching my wine and beer club again.
All right then.
So that's what I'll be doing.
I really appreciate the
No
conversation with
problem,
you. Every time I tell you, listen, you will keep people in mind to start thinking. Some people even need, you know what? One person call, they'd rather listen to it. You will be doing some good conversation.
See, us who have tried and tested, we supposed to give back.
Well, I try my best, honestly. I try my best to disseminate as much information and knowledge as possible to many people. Those who find the time and remember to listen to me on Thursday nights, I try my best. And you know, history will show that I did my part.
And this is
I advertise majority,
Yeah.
99% of the persons who I advertise don't pay me $1. Not $1.
Whenever I'm on your show, I get people who's called me up until 12, 1 o'clock. They come look for me McDonald's. Everybody know I there every morning, 6 o'clock, having coffee and drinking, reading the newspaper. I give hundreds and hundreds of hours free as a consultant. That's my core income, business consultant, and that's we got to give back. And so the show is very powerful. So bear that in mind. All of these years, you've helped stimulate many minds. Because you bring us a good guest. Whenever you bring on someone like Alfred Boyd here, it's a good show to listen.
I tell you, he's coming on next week. He's promised to come on. He's scheduled to come on next week.
That's another good DNA, man.
That could be the last banking show.
You see how the talent
that could be
we
the
have in the
last banking show I do for this year.
You see the
So I can
talent
try
we
my
have in the
best.
DNA?
Huh?
You see the talent we have in the DNA?
Yeah,
That's
man.
another DNA
He was
guy.
ready, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, the DNA was ready, but the Bahamian people felt that we love the Free Nation movement and we need some more bruising.
Read the Willie Lynch letter.
The Willie
Read
Lynch.
it again, and then you'll understand where we are.
Yeah. About I showed that I was brought to you by our banner sponsor, the City of Hope. That's the former Cancer Society of America. Dr. P's Barbershop, the perfect cut. If you need a perfect cut, you have some events you need to go. Bahamas Carnival Association Industries, Carnival Expo 2024, 2025, bringing all key players under one roof. Bringing all key players under one roof. Listen, more information will be coming forward in reference to the Bahamas Carnival as time goes on. Our next partner sponsor, Rasta Grains and Things, Nassau Street. Treat yourself this weekend for a nice snapper, salmon, ital salad, some great drinks, natural drinks. Rasta Grains and Things on Nassau Street. Judy's Bread Shop on East Street. Right after you pass the Windsor Park, you'll smell the freshly baked bread. You'll see the line to the window, waiting for those bread from the pan to the hand. Global Insurance, that's Teen and Crew, Sandy Port, residential, industrial, commercial, health, life, vehicle insurance, marine insurance, whatever your insurance needs. Give Teen and them a call out there in Sandy Port, 601 0006. 601 0006. And Nagico, that's the underwriter for global insurance. Listen, these big companies who insure the property, public liability, liability risk insurance for contractors, and indemnity insurance for these lawyers. Listen, go pay a visit to Nagico Insurance on Mackey Street, right next to the Salvation Army, the prettiest green building, the fastest growing insurance in this country. Nagico, right on Mackey Street. Right up you go up the hill, coming from the bridge, right up you go up the hill by Super Value there. Prettiest green and white building, Nagico Insurance. Go and pay them a visit. Tell me you heard they are on Primetime. But independent thing. Mr. Tirelli, I want to thank you again before you left.
No
Before
problem.
you leave.
I'm here every time you come on.
Mr. We have a good conversation. And sometimes it's got to, bring some of the things that happen in the country and some of the tabloids and stuff like that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I said, you get two young individuals who going to take over the country. Governor Bo in one corner, and you get Pinta in one corner. And so let's try to get them in public.
But I'd like to have a conversation with Garvin Bo on the show. He seems to be very talented and educated, knowledgeable about finance.
Yeah.
I'd like to sit with him.
He's well-rounded in this conversation.
He seems to be
well-rounded.
Yeah, he seems to be very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
I like persons who ain't scared or ashamed or don't mind sharing their knowledge with you.
Yeah.
To the ordinary beings. Plenty humans ain't making decisions because they are unaware. They lack information.
That's
they
the
lack
power of the show.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? And when you bring persons on who don't mind the pattern and who don't want to do with the late Miles Monroe said, don't go to the graveyard with all that knowledge. Impart that with your brothers and sisters, the Bahamian people. Let them use some of that you spent all those years studying.
Yeah.
And somebody who would benefit from it. It's a great thing. and it can be considered a part of your humanity work in this country. I'll leave it a quote, a great quote from the Great Lakes and Indian Archipelago. If Bahamians aren't prepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, then they don't deserve to have it. Good night, Bahamas. Cameo with Jokey Country.